Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM19 story, part of the furniture with me, Daniel. It's season 6, episode 10, and today we finish the season with a promotion party after threatening to throw it away in the last episode. Those of you that have been following the series all season, you'll know that we've had a few blips and wobbles towards the end, but we've come good when it matters most, after a very stern meeting following the Checkatrade Trophy final defeat. That was in the last episode against Shrewsbury. They prevailed at Wembley, but they bottled it on the big occasion. They may well still go up, but there's two sides above them in pole position. Today, as well as getting to do our end of season review and have a promotion party, I get to play against my beloved Luton Town on the final day of the League One season. We're taking Torquay to the Championship. What a remarkable achievement after 6 years. It's all going to plan. We're going to be able to request our stadium once we officially move into the Championship. We've got plenty of finances to spare. We've upgraded our training and youth facilities as well. And we've also improved our recruitment and junior coaching. So if we go and look at the facilities, a screen we haven't done too much in this series. The stadium's obviously the big outlier. We've got a big update coming for both the training and youth facilities, and the others are flying high now. So plenty of good news. We're really moving forward as a club off the pitch, and we've just got to remain in selling club for a couple more years to ensure that we can get that final bit of work done on the stadium. But firstly, let's go and look at a few results that have guaranteed us promotion to the Championship, and not only that, won us another trophy at the club. We won the National League South back in Season 1, we won League 2 at the second attempt in Season 4, and now we've won this one as well. Our third trophy, 3 league titles in 6 years, we couldn't ask for much more. So as we mentioned after that Shrewsbury defeat, our second in a row, and obviously just getting a win and a draw from those 5 games, we did have a sit down with the lads and said, look, you don't really want to throw this season away now. We were a bit stern with some of them. We threw our arm around the shoulder of a couple of key men, and my word have they come good this month. Bar the last game against Pompey, the defensive solidity was back, we were banging in goals for fun, and we started to look like a good side again. So we started with a 2-1 win at home to Bolton. This was the game that changed everything for me. It was 1-1 going into the 94th minute. We had 4 minutes of stoppage time on the board. The corner comes in from Adam Lewis to the back post. Who nods it in? Reece Williams at the back post. We win 3 points in the 94th minute, and we have not looked back from that point. It was so crucial for us, and it's fitting that Williams stepped up and delivered at that time. David Crawford also scored a goal in that one, so the youngster coming good too. We followed it up with a 2-0 win at Swindon. Owen Jack providing his heroics again, and Jack Stacey getting a goal early on as well. Then away to rivals Yeovil, we won 2-1. Crawford and Jack both getting involved again. We won 1-0 down in that one, but from 20 minutes onwards we were absolutely sublime. We nearly scored a couple of others as well, but were just caught by the offside trap. We then won 2-0 at home to Peterborough. That's the game that guaranteed us the promotion and title. Stacey and Jack again with the goals as we continue to look a potent attacking threat and a solid defensive force. Then away to Pompey, we drew 2-2 last time out. Adam Lewis with a brace in between the 2 goals from Jones, who unfortunately equalised straight after we took the lead. But a good result nevertheless, and I think that might leave Pompey in relegation trouble. A couple of people have asked to show us some Pompey in this series, and it's just been a little bit difficult because they've always been at the opposite end of the league. Hopefully they'll come and join us again in the big league soon. They deserve to be up in the Championship with their following, but they've got to earn it on the pitch. It is quite fitting that after season 1 and 2, where we had a game against them in an FA Cup run, and it was the magic of the FA Cup that we were getting the opportunity to play them, that we're now going to be a league above them, up in the second tier of English football. But we go into the final game against my beloved Luton Town today. They're going to be stuck in mid-table, and we just want to put on a show for the fans if possible. So a really good position to be in, and I'm really looking forward to the game. There has been one slight drawback to getting promotion though. As well as the increased finances, we've got a lot of players wanting more money. So if we look at the wages now, the key players who we had to give extensions to, Johnny Byrne, Matt Butcher, Alex Bass, all on over 4,000 a week. They're crucial for us next season and we can't afford to let them go for next to nothing. So we had to offer them the deals, and I'd imagine it's only a matter of time before some of the others come in as well. We have given Lewis and Williams a new deal already, so hopefully they'll be happy for now. And the same for Eamon McCabe too. So generally it's still going to be a very low wage budget in the Championship, but we've got to increase things slightly and budget for that at the same time. So let's get into this final game of the season. There's not too much for us to talk about other than our excellent form and a little bit about our plans for next year. There's a lot of this squad that isn't going to be good enough for the higher level, but most of it should be intact, particularly the first 11. Crawford's picked up an injury. I don't even remember seeing that one. I was obviously too busy celebrating. So who can we bring in for him? Let's do George Moncur. It's going to be his last appearance for the club. He's definitely one we'll have to sell in the summer. And obviously Luton Town, although not in game, in real life would be a former club. Chapman's injured on the bench. Have we got any other youngsters we can bring on? Simiu can go onto the bench for him. We've got Greg Weir as well. I'd quite like to get him on the bench, but I don't think that's going to be possible. Simiu's only 90% fit, so let me just check he is match available. He is. He's doing all right. Match fit, and he should be able to come on. The most important one for me today is Lee Davis, the youngster. He's made 4 sub appearances now, although 3 of them were very late on, so hopefully we can give him a big chunk of game time today, maybe 20 or 30 minutes at the end. It's all part of the young man's development, and hopefully that will serve us well for the future. But in terms of the 11, we're as strong as we can be. We've got Alex Bass in goal, Richards and McCabe the fullbacks. McCabe's starting to get interest from other clubs. He's just disappeared now, but he's had Premier League teams after him. He's really improving off the pitch as he's been playing lots of football recently. He's now a Northern Ireland international, and he's responded well to that too. We've got Williams and Byrne in the middle, Stevens and Butcher in central midfield, Lewis on the left wing, Stacey on the attacking right, and then George Moncur's filling in a number 10 role today behind the legend that is Owen Jack up front. So let's get into the game and enjoy our promotion party with the fans. A more traditional 4-3-3 for Luton. The only player that's there in real life at the moment is Dan Potts out of that 11. A lot of changes at the club since the start of the series, including Jack Stacey moving to us, of course. So let's go and talk to the lads. Sean Taylor for the last month has told us to say nothing every time, and I'm not quite sure why. Let's give the fans something to go home smiling about. Most of them are motivated, and hopefully they'll perform that way too. But it's Luton with the kick-off, and they're keeping possession at the back early on. Harries and Wallace, the 2 centre-halves, playing a number of 1-2s, and then the highlight ended. We really didn't need to see that. But a couple of minutes gone, no shots so far, and hopefully the fans will be having a party in the stands. We've got a corner on the right with Stacey, an outswinger to the back post over everyone. Comley brings it away, and this could be worrying. If we manage to lose this game, it would be a bit disappointing. Coyle's in one-on-one and scores, and that's just arrogance. Complacency to concede from your own corner. Really disappointing. The fans won't be too upset on this occasion, but there are a lot of worrying signs for next year when we're thinking about who we need to replace. A few of the lads could talk themselves out of the first 11 in this game. They can play themselves out of form and can get themselves out of the first choice side. McCabe's got the ball on the left to Stevens. Birch's got the ball into Stevens again. Now Moncur, just playing it in a triangle, but they're not really going anywhere. Can we find a bit of creativity? As we really miss Rowan McDonald, who got injured a couple of episodes ago. Was that against Liverpool? It might have been in the Checkatrade Trophy final, and he's not been there since. Owusu's in behind. Terrible tackle from Williams, and it's 10 minutes gone, but we're going to demand more because this has been atrocious, and they've been really disappointing and complacent in this game. Look, they've sent a load of men back all of a sudden. It's headed away as far as Williams, and he clears it longer down the field. But with 15 minutes gone, we've not looked like scoring at all. It's Richards with a long throw on the right, though. Can we change that? Into Stacey. Back to the edge of the box for Stevens. It's an absolutely ridiculous effort. Speculative's the word you might use. And with 20 minutes gone, it remains 0-1. 10 minutes to the break, McCabe with a throw in, Jack flicks it on back to Lewis. He finds Stevens. Lacked a little creativity in there, and that shot's really annoyed me. With Rowan McDonald going back at the end of the season, and just these two left with McComb, I really feel like we need to get another midfielder in who can compete at first team level. The rest of the first 11's not too bad. It's probably just right back we'll definitely need a player. Richards is 33 now and declining physically. Facey, the backup, isn't good enough. And then possibly the right wing as well. Elliot List is is out of contract and Jack Stacey's a League One level player. David Crawford will be back in that number 10 role, but both of the backups, Moncur and Darcy, will very much be on the transfer list at the end of the season. So I'll back up in that position as well, but it's not really going to be a complete revolution of the squad, just a couple of little bits of evolution rather than that. Owen Jack flicks on a beautiful cross at the front post, puts it into the top corner. Brilliant cross from Stacey against his former club, and it's great to get back on level terms before half time. Even though we've done our job for the season, you'd hate to lose on the final day. We need to let the lads know we're not happy with that performance. Just because it's the final day and we've met our objective for the season doesn't mean we can slack off. They need to be on their toes. I'm trying to think of other positions in the team where we might need players. Centre half's certainly going to be a problem. Reece Williams is good enough for the Championship. Johnny Burns borderline, I'll probably give him a chance, but the two backups we've got are terrible. So definitely one more good backup in there, a player who can compete and take over from Burn if need be, and then we might leave young Davis as the fourth choice. We'll see how that pans out though. I'm trying to think other positions we might be weak in backup areas. Left wing Ellis Chapman's injury prone, he'll be on his bike, and we've managed to get the loan of Broja for another year, the first bit of breaking transfer news, which means we've got a great backup striker. So there are plenty of positives at this club already. We've just got 3 or 4 little positions we need to get a good backup in, and then 1 or 2 in the first 11 where we could really do with regeneration. Moncur's got the ball to Butcher 25 yards out, went for the shot when Lewis was free on the left. Terrible bit of selfish behaviour from him, and unfortunately it's cost us a great chance there. 10 minutes into the second half though, and we're starting to look the better side. Stacey with another outswinging corner, Williams at the back post, bullet header, but it was just over the crossbar, and Luton survive at 1-1. A quarter of the game to go. We've been struggling with Moncur in the middle there. We're just going to go for our 4-4-2. See if we can make the most of it for the last while of the season. Broja will come on as the left forward. He's a target man on attack. Owen Jack will go to the advanced forward role, something we always do with a front two. We'll leave Stacey in a more advanced position as he's been playing well, and we'll just leave it like that for now and see what happens. We're going to go slightly more direct with a target man on the pitch and get back into the game with the hope of scoring. It's Butcher into Moncur. He finds Lewis on the left, delivers to the back post, Potts wins it and heads away. Richards charges into the box from right back though, plays a 1-2 with Stacey, but Jack can't get on the end of the cross. Butcher does find Lewis this time, goes for the shot again, blocked by Smith and behind for a corner, but we're really starting to assert our dominance now. 20 minutes to go, we've got 2 subs remaining, so we'll do that after this corner. Smith at the back post for Luton, and Alex Basser's made a very rare error, palms it into the back of the net, and unfortunately we're behind again. We're going to bring Kenlock on for McCabe, who's had a terrible game. Williams hasn't had the best match, and he's struggling for fitness too, so we'll bring on Lee Davis, the youngster, for him to get another 20 minutes of football into his legs. 15 minutes plus stoppage time to go. We're 2-1 down, and I'm not very happy with the performance. We're going to tell the lads to show some passion as we come forward again. Stevens has the ball in the middle. There's a lovely switch on, but he goes back to Butcher. Now Adam Lewis on the left. Good tackle by the right back for Luton, and Comley brings it away to Smith. Coming over halfway, completely unopposed. We've got 8 men back, but no one's closing the ball down. Really poor play, and you can tell the lads are on their holiday already, which has really harmed us in this one. We're missing having the number 10 now, but Moncur's not been great in this one. Johnny Byrne, the skipper's given away a penalty, and this is turning into a horror show on the final day. A few of these lads might be talking themselves out of the team next year, and maybe we will need a revolution after all that, but not Alex Bass, who saves the penalty. Brilliant work from him to his left, and it's behind for a Luton corner. It's going to be taken an in-swinger from the left footer. Richards hoofs it away, and it's out for a throw-in. If we can nick a draw, I'd probably be happy on the balance of play. Just under 10 minutes to go. It's the youngster Davis with a short free kick to Butcher. He's got Stacey over on the right, but goes to Broja instead. Into Owen Jack. Brilliant first touch, but also a very good tackle by the Luton defender. Stevens recycles it again for Stacey. Now it's Butcher. Butcher's got 2 men on the left, but goes right to Stevens. He finds Stacey. He's got Ashley Richards on the overlap. Stevens finds him. Can he get the ball into the box? He does. Broja at the back post. I thought he was off for a minute, but he heads it in at the back stick, and we're on level terms with just under 10 left, and the target man has paid dividends as he scores a headed goal in the 6-yard box. Let's see if we can get a winner now to send the fans home completely happy. Matty Pearson's come on for Luton, one of the heroes from real life at the moment. Luton flying high at the top of League One in real life, and it's been an absolute joy to watch them this year. In this one they're mid-table, but they've probably had the better of us today. Ignore the shot count in total, because we've just been shooting from distance. The on-target's level, and the possession is about that too. But a brilliant late comeback from the boys. We look really good in attacking areas. Alex Bass saved a penalty, but we're a bit worried about the things in between. If we go to the dressing room, we're not going to tell them we're disappointed. We're just going to say it wasn't our day. We don't want to put them in a bad mood for the start of the championship season. But a decent end to the year. We've managed to stay unbeaten in April and May. And we finished the season with just 4 defeats in 46 games, which is a really brilliant achievement. Yes, probably a few too many draws. The second highest in the league after Burton, joint with bottom place Yeovil. Our rivals going down to League 2, so we'll be 2 leagues apart next season. They had 3 send-ins off against Charlton today. That's a bit of a remarkable one, all in the first half as well. So they did well to only concede 2 goals in the second period, one of those being a penalty as well. Bradford managed to get the second promotion place, so another fairly big side historically joining us in the Championship next year, and Shrewsbury are left to fight it out in the playoffs. So although we were disappointed last time out that they beat us at Wembley in the EFL trophy, we're delighted that we've managed to pick them to the league title and that they've missed out on the top 2 entirely. If we go and look at quickly what was said about the game, Luton hold out for a draw, which suggests we had the slight better of it. A little bit more money coming into the club. We're in a decent financial position, especially considering we're spending money on facilities. So I'm really happy about that, and hopefully we'll be able to develop this club off the pitch, which is the most important thing. Next year in the Championship, it's all about 21st place. We might not even be able to get that. It will depend on who we can hold on to. If anyone out of the first 11 forces through a move, it's going to be really difficult for us to replace them for free or very little money. If we go and have a look at the squad, we'll do our end of season review as normal. Let's see if we can get the injured players back in, because we've got the likes of Crawford, Chapman and McDonald, who all contributed greatly. We don't want to show the contract screen. We don't want to see who's been the greedy ones out of the lot. So if we go to look at the selection info instead, if we put them in appearances order, the heroes Alex Bass, 54 appearances all from the start. Stacey made 54 as well. 52 of them were starts. 52 for Butcher in total. Same for Owen Jack and Reece Williams, and 50 for Ashley Richards, the old man. Crawford and Byrne both had 43 starts, McDonald 42, and Lewis passed 40 appearances as well. So a brilliant effort and lots of consistency in the team. We've got a chunk of players with 30 or more appearances, and then a small chunk with 15 or less. So it shows we've had consistency, particularly in the league. If we look at the goals, it's quite obvious who's going to be up the top. Owen Jack with 25 goals in 49 starts. A brilliant turnout from him. I just wanted to see if he was near the top of the league tally. He's 3 clear at the moment, with the playoffs to come for Charlton. So Bennett's could catch him potentially, but that's a brilliant effort over 46 games. Stacey was second on the assist charts there as well, which we'll come to for the club in a minute. Perhaps more impressively though, Armando Broja, the backup striker, a lot of appearances off the bench, got 22 goals, only 11 in the league, but when he started in cup competitions he contributed greatly, and he's going to be a real asset for us off the bench next year when we need to hold on to leads or have Owen Jack unavailable. Adam Lewis contributed with 13 from the left, despite not starting all of the season, and then Crawford and Stacey reached double figures as well, with Butcher and Williams on 8 apiece. Not bad effort there from Williams, the centre half, to nearly reach double figures. Assists, we've got 3 men right up there. Stacey with 20 in all competitions, Lewis with 18, and then the number 10 Crawford with 10. So all of those contributing to a huge number of goals between them. Brilliant work from the 3 lads. We've got a few of our wingers and fullbacks contributing 5, 6 and 7 respectively, and then Owen Jack with another 4 to add to his goals. Moncur, although he didn't play a great deal, 3 goals and 3 assists for him. A really useful backup, bar that last game against Luton where he wasn't great. And then finally for average rating, it's almost a sea of players above 7. Bass is just behind on 6.97 with McCabe. The backup keeper Brunt on over 7, and then nearly all of the first 11 and some of the backups as well. Reece Williams topped the chart with a 7.27, Lewis just behind and Richards just behind that, and then loads of other players who have done really well as well. Is there anyone who stands out at the bottom? Not really, everyone's a 6.7 or above, so I'm really happy with that season. You can probably see from the starts there why I'm not quite so happy with Chapman, 22 starts and a 6.74, whereas the likes of Adam Lewis is up in the 7.2s. So he's definitely one we're going to move on, and probably most of these at the bottom you'll see that for. I don't expect as much from Stevens and McDonald in that defensive central midfield role. It's really hard to get a great rating. In the midfield roles on Football Manager, players are largely judged on their pass completion rate, occasionally on their dribbles and contributions, so ones who we're expecting to be defensive and tackle, we know aren't going to get as good a rating. We just have to accept that and hope they get above a 6.7. But down there we've got the likes of List, Moncur, Facey, Weir, Darcy, Chapman. They're all going to be off in the summer. They're not going to cut it at championship level. So rather than improving our first 11, it's more going to be strengthening the squad in the summer. If our scouts can find a few good youngsters from bigger clubs, as they have done in the past, and even a few gems from lower leagues such as Scotland and Wales, the likes of Owen Jack, don't forget, was 7,000 from Alloa. They're the sort of ones we're looking for to really save some money and regenerate the club. Crawford was a cheap acquisition this year too, and I think he'll get voted fan signing of the season. We'll wait and see for that one though. We've got a big summer ahead of us. So hopefully in the next episode at the start of season 7, we'll have loads of news off the pitch, hopefully some stadium talk, some transfers to talk about, and possibly even the first game of the season if we get time as well. It's going to be one of the biggest challenges for us. Moving up from League 1 to Championship at the same club is a really big stepping stone forward, and it's completely out of the depth for the facilities Torquay have at the moment, particularly in terms of stadium and revenue. But that's all a challenge to come, and we're certainly happier to be there than spending another season down in League 1. But if you did enjoy this episode and the season and want to celebrate our accomplishments, please put a thumbs up on the video. I really do appreciate everyone who puts a thumbs up on there. It really does mean a lot and helps us show higher in the big YouTube algorithm. Let me know in the comments what you think I need to do over the summer. Have I missed anyone that you'd probably get rid of, or do you think on the other side of it I maybe shouldn't be changing as many of the backups as I am? I'm really keen not to underdo it and risk going down next season. We had that year where we came up from the National League to League 2, and for the first half of the season we really struggled until we got some good January signings in that helped us up the league. So I'm hoping that won't be the case next year, but I think we have to accept it's not going to be a top half next year. We are going to have our first relegation battle of the series, and we just have to try and make it work. Subscribe to the channel for daily FM19 content from my 2 long-term stories. This one with Torquay, where we'll be starting our championship season next time out, and our other series, The Head Coach, where we're currently with Barnsley. We've just started season 7 in that one. We've played 2 episodes from the season so far, so if you haven't seen those yet, go back and check them out. I'll obviously put a link in the eye above. There's also weekly content from my FIFA 19 lower league career with Crew Alexandra. We're coming towards the end of the 3rd season in that one, with a pretty dramatic finish in store too. But a massive thanks for watching and your continued support with another season of the series. I really do appreciate everyone that comes along and watches. So a massive thank you for your support, and I hope to see you again next time, where we'll be testing ourselves in the Championship.